Welcome back to Murfreesboro Middle Tennessee Christian School as the Class A state tournament continues on the Exports Radio Network. Game 2 between Loretto and Trinity Christian. The Lions of TCA took Game 1 5-2, forcing a Game 2 right here in Murfreesboro. JP Plant up in the press box. Down in the dugout is Stanley G. Wilson, who is standing by with a pregame interview. Stanley?
Okay, thanks, JP. I'm down here with Coach David Weathers, pitching coach for Loretto. Coach, can you go over the rules of pitching for the state tournament?
Yeah, throughout the season you have this set pitching number that you can go to, and then it equals whatever number you reach. There's a certain amount of days you have off. So if you go 1 through 25, you can pitch the next day, but you cannot pitch 3 consecutive days. If you go pitch 26 through 55, you have 1 day off. If you go from 56 to 75, you have 2 days off. If you go 76 to 120, you have 3 days off. If you go, if you go above 76 in this tournament, you're done. You can pitch 1 time.
Well, that's what you guys were trying to get clarification on about the 120. Now, can he finish a batter at 120, or does he have to?
You have 120. If you throw pitch 121, it's a forfeit, and your head coach can't coach the next game. There's a stiff penalty.
So that's what you guys were trying to clarify in that first game.
Yes, we were trying to make sure, because us and Trinity were on the same page. We both had the same pitch count, and we have 3 people keeping our pitch count. All of us were the same, but the press box had 121, which was inaccurate. So we got that clarified. So we're good, but you really got to pay attention to those pitch counts, because one pitch over the limit, and instead of having a guy you think the next day, you don't.
Well, how's your pitching setting up for this game right here?
We still got Jake Jackson, we got Kendall Franklin, and we got Jason Sharpton. And, we don't want to, but if we had to, if we had to use Ryan for an inning, it would definitely hamper tomorrow on how much we would use him tomorrow. But if you ain't in it, you can't win it. So, but I think we'll be fine. I got a lot of confidence in all 3 of those guys. They've pitched well for us all year.
All right, that Coach David Weathers for Loretto. We're ready to go down here, JP.
All right, thank you very much, Stanley, and thank you to David for help clarifying that a little bit. So as you heard David say that all 3 of his pitch counters were in the same, had the exact same number as Trinity Christian. So collectively on the field, they decided that 120 was the number, so there was no penalty for the 121. So they all agreed to that, and that's what a lot of that conversation was about. So to Game 2, quite simple. Whoever wins this goes to play Columbia Academy tomorrow on campus at MTSU. So Jake Jackson will start. You heard David Weathers say that Kendall Franklin's available, as is Jason Sharpton. And in an emergency, you could go with Ryan Weathers as well. So Loretto is the home team in this second game. So we are about ready to start, and Lane Forsyth will lead things off for the Lions of Trinity Christian. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson from Middle Tennessee Christian, and we're underway at 4:50, and the first pitch is in there for a strike from the right-hander Jake Jackson. Walker Brown is your catcher. Blake Tidwell at third. The rest of the defensive alignment in a moment. There's a grounder to second. Comes up into the gut of Sharpton, but easily on to first for out number 1. Jacob Hallmark is at short. You heard Jay Sharpton is at second. Ryan Weathers is at first. In left, Evan Morgan. Center is Kendall Franklin. And in right, Jacob James. So Lambert is your hitter, with 1 down here in the top of the first. Loretto and Trinity Christian swing and a miss, a foul tip actually. I believe that caught a little bit of Walker Brown. And 0-1.
Well, a good start for Loretto right there. Keep that man off the base.
Absolutely. So the 0-1. to Lambert. Curveball comes in high, and we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Trinity Christian played 2 yesterday to get here. This is their 2nd today, their 5th of the tournament. There's a strike on the outside edge. 1-2 now to Lambert. This is game 4 for Loretto. 1 game, 13-1 win on Tuesday as that pitch misses low. A 10-2 win yesterday and a 5-2 loss here earlier this afternoon. Don't forget, around 5:30 we will have Summertown softball. You can watch that right here, of course, on Exports TV. That one's just a bit outside, and we're full now, 3-2. One down here in the top of the first, just underway, no score. Loretto and Trinity Christian, game 2. A ticket to the championship game on the line. Strike 3 called on the outside edge, and 2 down here in the first. A delay on the action. The voice command of strike 3 was clear because Walker Brown Stanley was already up and throwing down to third before the call strike was made.
I hope that he heard it in his ear.
We can only hope so. Walker's a confident young man, but yeah, I'm sure that was the case. That pitch is inside 1-2, the count 1-0 rather, with 2 outs. Base is empty. Jake Jackson on the bump for the Mustangs. Get the start. The 1-0 curveball again inside 2-0.
That's for sure.
Pitch. Strike on the outside edge. 2-1 now the count. There's a pitch. 3-1. Outside.
Come to him, baby. Come to him.
Strike on the outside edge, and we're full now, 3-2 to the hitter, Sisk. On deck is Bond, the catcher for Trinity Christian. The 3-2. That one's low and a walk with 2 outs to Sisk. That'll bring up Bond.
I got 2 down now. Let's get these out.
Loretto still in their gold jerseys with black letters trimmed in white, gray pants, black stockings, and a black cap with the white L. Trinity Christian, gray jerseys, gray pants, purple trim, purple numbers, black piping, and they've got purple caps with a white tee. First pitch outside to Bond. 1-0 the count with a runner at first and 2 down here in the top of the first. No score. Loretto still in the first base dugout. Trinity Christian stayed in the third. That pitch is fouled off of Walker Brown over towards David Weathers in the Loretto dugout. He picks it up. Gives a little rub of the baseball, Stanley. I don't know if you noticed that. It's instinctive for him, I'm sure.
Yeah. Did it for quite a while.
Oh, yes. 1-1 the count. There are 2 outs here in the top of the first. Weathers holding on the runner, Sisk. Got an average lead there. There he goes. Outside the pitch, and Walker unable to get the ball out of his mitt in time. He does make the throw, but safe at second with a steal.
Well, that was a tough pitch to handle for Walker Brown behind the plate. Good for the runner. That was a good jump off for him. He's got to bear down and pay attention to this hitter here and get him out.
As Mitch Sisk at second. Good lead there now. 2-1 the count. And that one's high from Jake Jackson to the catcher, Bond, and it's 3-1 now. Still the top of the first, no score. The 3-1. That one's high, so back-to-back walks by Jackson.
Yeah, after you get the first 2 batters out, he's having little problems right here. He just got to bear down and Get this man here. They're going to have a courtesy runner coming in.
Yeah, whether the coach wanted a courtesy runner or not, Bond was he was going to get one. It'll be Dalton Thompson, the courtesy runner for the catcher Bond. He'll get back, get his gear on. Courtesy run for the pitcher and catcher as often as you wish in high school baseball. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Jackson from the stretch. First pitch to Spurgeon is over for a strike. 0-1. Pitch is fouled away. 0-2. There goes the runner. Throw down to third. In time. Got him. Walker Brown guns him out for out number 3. And the Mustangs hold him off the board in the top half of the first. The Bats will wake it up when we return to Murfreesboro, the Class A state semifinal at MTCS on the X Sports Radio Network. Back after this. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Walker Brown gunning out a runner at third like catching a 5-pound bass, Stanley.
Probably just as exciting for him right there at the state tournament.
What a throw by Walker Brown. And third out of the inning. We're scoreless heading to the bottom of the first. Ryan Weathers, Kendall Franklin, followed by Jake Jackson. Then it'll be Blade Tidwell. And
JP, I just asked him, was that more fun than catching a 7-pound bass? He just kind of stared at me. He wondered that.
So Ryan Weathers will lead things off for the Mustangs. And the first pitch from the lefty is outside for a ball. There's a strike count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Or is your pitcher for Trinity Christian, the 1-1, is low. 2-1. We're in the bottom of the first. Mustangs the home team here in game 2 against the Lions. No score. Weathers leading things off. The lefty to the righty is low. I believe 3-1 is the count, but he just said 2-1. It's 3-1. It should be 3-1. There we go. He corrected himself. Ryan knew
what the count was.
Here it is. Fouled away. Now we're full 3-2. Sisk is at third. Lane Forsyth back at short. Kraft, who pitched a fantastic game 1 earlier today and picked up the win, is at second. Dylan Thomas is at first. Lambert in left. Spurgeon in center. Drake is in right. Bond back behind the plate. That ball's lifted deep right field. Back goes Drake. back near the warning track and makes the grab for out number 1. So a long out to lead things here at the bottom of the first. Kendall Franklin, your hitter. That pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. Or from the windup, little sidestep, the lefty. That pitch is outside, 2-0. Stanley, what's the emotional status down there of the Mustangs here to start game 2?
Well, they've kind of got that first game out of their mind.
The 2-0 drilled down the left field line, but foul towards the bullpen.
Foul. And I think they're ready. I mean, they're just, hey, look, when you're young kids like this, and they've been here before, they know what's at stake. So they're just trying to take care of business. It's a business-like attitude. Been that way all week.
So 2-1 the count to Kendall Franklin. Pitch. There's a strike outside edge. 2-2 now. We're even. And Stanley, that was the first loss since April the 20th to Shelbyville. That ball is drilled into left field. And making the play is Lamberth for out number 2. So 2 quickly down here in the second, but 2 pretty good hit balls, Stanley.
Yeah, they're well hit balls, and those will be starting to fall in.
As I mentioned, Shelbyville, 11-10 winners over Loretto on April the 20th in a doubleheader.
Well,
and then Wilson out of Alabama defeated Loretto 7-3, but that was during the state tournament for basketball when many of these players were still playing basketball. Jake Jackson is your hitter, takes a strike, 0-1. And those are the only 2 losses until today.
Well, that was a tough game. That was a game where just things didn't go their way.
Jackson with an 0-1 count. There's a hard hit ball, grounder. Off the glove and arm of Forsythe that's short, so an infield single for Jackson, and we'll get a courtesy runner, I would imagine. Yeah, I heard Coach Lamb there. So Sky McNatt will come in to run. So Jackson helping his cause there with 2 outs, and McNatt to run at first. Blade Tidwell, your hitter. We're scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Loretto and Trinity Christian. First pitch. Hot shot. Scooped off the ground by Forsythe. And toss over to second for out number 3. Mustangs get a hit. They leave them stranded. We played 1. We're scoreless. Loretto and Trinity Christian on the X Sports Radio Network.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Back to Murfreesboro and Class A state tournament, the North Pool, as Loretto and Trinity Christian playing 2 today, as Ernie Banks would say. Stanley?
Yeah, They don't do doubleheaders like they used to.
I guess free baseball today. Columbia Academy only took one as they easily defeated Greenback today. And they have advanced to tomorrow's championship game at 11 a.m. They await the winner of this game right here. Spurgeon to lead things off, the center fielder against Jake Jackson for Trinity Christian in the first pitch in the dirt, 1-0. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson, he's in the dugout again this afternoon. Getting chummy with the players, Stanley. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. You're like the fun, crazy uncle, right? No comment on that, Stanley?
I was listening to the umpire. What
No.
now?
I said you're like the fun, crazy uncle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy uncle.
Uncle Stanley?
Uncle Buck. Remember
Uncle
that
Buck.
one?
Okay, that name may stick, Stanley.
Yeah,
You realize
no,
that.
No.
1-1 for Jackson. Lifted into left center field. Long run. Who's got it? It is Morgan in left who makes the play.
Way to call that!
Good teamwork right there, JP. Calling it off.
Like a fine goal!
In the outfield, the center fielder's kind of like the quarterback out there. He makes the calls. But that time, Kendall Franklin just backed off and let Evan Morgan take care of it.
So one down here in the top of the second. And Timms is your hitter. First pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. That pitch is outside. We're 2-0. That one misses 3-0, so 3 straight balls from Jake Jackson getting the start here in game 2. Kendall Franklin available. Jason Sharpton available. Ryan Weathers available. There's a strike on the outside edge. Nice framework there by Walker Brown. The 3-1. Popped back. And we're full 3-2.
Smooth, make him hit it.
Pitch fouled away. And we'll do the payoff pitch once again. Tim's your hitter for Trinity Christian. One out here in the top of the second. We're scoreless, Loretto and Trinity Christian. Slapped foul to the right side again. A little battle between Jackson and Timms. Payoff pitch. That one's high and a walk. It's the third of the game given up by Jackson. And with one out, a runner is on first.
Yeah, he's trying to let up a little bit and try to spot that ball. Stayed upstairs.
One down. And your hitter is Cade Kraft. Picked up the win earlier this afternoon in game 1. Throw to first. Quick move by Jackson.
That was his good quick move right there.
Yep. Pitch. Grounder to short. Hallmark to second. And Sharpton can't get out of his gloves. They get the second out of the inning. Kraft is a pretty quick runner. It would have been difficult, but
Yeah, I think Hollywood would have taken the bag himself instead of flipping it, because his momentum was taken into the bag. All he had to do was step on the bag and throw to first.
so 2 down with a runner at first. And Lamberth, your hitter.
That's a double play ball.
Swing and a miss. Big cut. Correction, Dylan Thomas. My apologies. Thomas, your first baseman. Lamberth in left here in game 2. The 0-1. Soft liner. Sharpton makes the grab for out number 3. So Walk puts another runner on for Trinity Christian, but they leave them stranded. Loretto coming to the plate in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless from Middle Tennessee Christian and Murfreesboro, the Class A State Tournament Semifinals on the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Back in Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee Christian, J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you. As Loretto looking to make it back to the state championship game for the 2nd consecutive year and repeat as Class A state champs. But a little hurdle earlier today with a 5-2 loss to Trinity Christian, so they got to win this second game. Scoreless here as we head to the bottom of the second. Jacob Hallmark will lead things off. Jason Sharpton is on deck, followed by Evan Morgan.
We got to wake these bats up. They've been asleep all day today.
Here we go, one ball.
Pitch to Hallmark in the dirt. 0-1 the count. 1-0, excuse me. The 1-0 misses. 2-0. Loretto's hit the ball fairly hard so far. They've only got 1 hit to show for it. There's a strike. 2-1 the count. Two one. Popped up right side. Drifting, it will get out of play. Hallmark, your hitter. Nobody on. 2-2 count here in the bottom of the second. We're scoreless. Foul tipped. Ooh, that got Bond on the arm, I think, didn't it?
Yeah. Call them the tools of ignorance.
You would know. You were a catcher.
That's what
2-2 once again. The Hallmark. Change up outside, and we're full 3-2. And early on this game, a little bit slower pace than the game 1 today. You might expect a 3-2. Outside, and Hallmark draws a leadoff walk here in the second. So the lefty Jason Sharpton steps into the batter's box, facing the lefty Orr.
And, you know, JP, I failed to mention in the first game, Jason Sharpton, he should have been considered for player of the game, too. He had a pretty good game. So he's my honorable mention.
There we go. I tell you, he has been solid at second, too.
He sure has.
As really this entire Loretto defense has. Throw over to first. Now to home. There goes the runner. A small pitch out, and Hallmark comes back.
Yeah, I think he recognized that pitch out, so he scurried back to first base. Good heads-up running by Hollywood right there.
Pitch was outside, 1-0. Might as well do it again.
I don't know if that was a called pitch out or it just happened to go that way.
Go outside. Throw over to first. The 1-0. Inside edge at the knees for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. No outs here in the bottom of the second. We're scoreless. Loretto and Trinity Christian, the pitch. Slow curve comes in a little high, and it's 2-1.
Hallmark's going to get a little bit bigger lead this time.
The 2-1. Throw over to first. And Stanley looks like what little breeze we had maybe in game 1 has died down dramatically.
Yeah, it has. The flags are not doing anything. It's about 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's
probably about 105 on this black railing I'm sitting on.
The 2-1. Outside, 3-1.
He's struggling out there on the mound right now, JP.
On deck is Evan Morgan. There are no outs in the inning. Hallmark at first, being held on by Dylan Thomas. The pitch in the dirt, and back-to-back walks to start the second for the Mustangs.
It's still early, but, you know, this is a must-win game for both teams, of course. Trying to get to the state championship tomorrow at MTSU Field at 11 o'clock. So you wonder, how long is Trinity going to go with this man here? Loretta just needs to capitalize on a mistake and hit the ball hard somewhere. Got 2 runners on. And Evan's one of those guys, he can hit the ball hard.
He's squaring around at first and pulls it back. It's a strike, 0-1. Charging in from first was Thomas. At the corner is Sisk. He's at the grass. A lot of movement on that infield. And you wonder if he's squaring around that early. Might pull it back and slap something.
There's a big hole right there between third and short.
Yep, and first and second as well. He squares around, pulls it back. It's outside and low, and it's 1 ball and a strike.
Let's see what Coach Weathers, if he puts a play on over there.
Loretto scored first in the first game. Got up 2-0. There's a chopper. He was swinging away on a 1-1 count. Fouled it down the third base line, and it's 1-2.
And Evan can pull the ball right here against this velocity of this pitcher. We can pull it in that gap right there between short and second. Third.
1-2. Curveball falls in there. Strike 3. So 1 down here in the second. Runner still at first and second. And Walker Brown, your hitter. Jacob James is on deck, and then back to the top of the order, and Ryan Weathers.
Now, one thing you're going to get out of Walker Brown right here, he's going to be swinging the bat. We saw that he's one at bat in the first game.
Hallmark at second, Sharpton at first. First pitch, swinging, as he mentioned. Forsythe on to second for 1, on to first. In time by a half step. 6-4-3 double play. The pitcher's best friend and Orr gets out of the inning. We played 2 scoreless, Loretto and Trinity Christian at the Class A State Tournament Semifinals. It's on the Exports Radio Network.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition, Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
HD Inc. and Phil Hooper, the official apparel provider of the X-Sports Radio Network, with polos, pullovers, caps, and more. They can put your brand or logo on something you'll want to show off. Give owner Phil Hooper an email at hdinc2010@gmail.com and let them know you heard it here on X-Sports Radio Network. Phil Hooper and HD Inc., the official apparel provider of the X-Sports Radio Network. Welcome you back to Murfreesboro and the Class A state tournament. Mustangs and the Lions of Trinity Christian knotted up at 0, scoreless as we head to the top of the third. Game 2, Trinity Christian winning 5-2 in the first game, forcing a Game 2 here this afternoon. The winner gets CA, that is Columbia Academy, at the state championship game tomorrow on campus at MTSU. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson with you. Stanley down in the dugout, as he has been all week. And Jake Jackson finishing up his warm-up tosses. Throw down from Walker Brown.
I don't even. What is the mascot for Trinity Christian?
The Lions.
The Lions. Okay.
The Lions. Yep. Top of the third, it'll be Drake to lead things off. Jake Jackson, first pitch, strike, inside edge, 0-1. Jackson, a power pitcher, right-handed, the normal everyday catcher for the Mustangs. There's a strike on the outside edge. You don't see that often, where one of your starters is your catcher.
He's got a good arm, though.
Yeah, he does. 0-2, that one on the outside edge. Strike 3, got him, looking. Drake never took the bat off the shoulder. And 1, 2, 3, he goes down for out one here in the third. So Lane Forsythe back to the top of the order. Good-looking ball player, Stanley. That's Forsythe.
Yeah, he is.
First pitch to him outside for a ball, 1-0.
Key is keeping him off the bases.
Yes. Reminds you a little Bryce Giles, Summertown.
Oh, yeah.
3 years ago. Set the state record for triples in a state tournament, I believe. There's a strike. He tied it. That's right. Went on to Columbia State, I believe, right?
Yep, I believe so.
The 1-1 is just a bit outside and low. 2-1.
I think he had a lot of hits in that game. He was getting close to the record on hits.
Yep.
Had a good series.
The 2-1. Grounder to short. Nice hop for Hallmark. And on to first in time for out number 2.
Yeah, he can fly.
Yes. He's their center fielder for the Lions.
So he's off the bases twice now.
Yep.
That's good news.
Lane Lemberth, your hitter. With 2 outs and nobody on, Jake Jackson from the windup. High kick, pitch, curveball, pretty in there for a strike, 0-1. Tight spin on that one, Stanley.
Good pitch. Big, tall batter here.
The 0-1. Outside edge for the fastball, 0-2.
That's good location right there.
Jackson not wasting any time. You see that typically most of these Loretto pitchers. That one's low and outside, 1-2. I'm sure they're taught that. The 1-2. Curveball lifted, center, drifting towards left. Franklin has a beat on it, makes the play. And the Lions go 1, 2, 3 in the third. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Still scoreless, Loretto and Trinity Christian, the Class A state tournament on the X-Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
To the bottom of the third we go, scoreless, Loretto and Trinity Christian. In a win or go home game here, the North Pool Finals, if you will. Two of the final three teams left now as Greenback lost to CA earlier today. Jacob James in the top of the order, Ryan Weathers and Kendall Franklin to lead things off here in the bottom half of inning 3, facing Orr, the lefty.
Be good to see JJ get on base right here. Flip that lineup and get back to the top of the lineup.
First pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. You just get the sense that Ryan Weathers is due.
Yeah, he's hit the ball hard.
He has.
Somebody.
I know he had a blast in the first game on Tuesday. There's a strike on the outside edge. 1-1. Pitch. All speed. Foul tipped that one.
Not sure what this is about.
I don't know. And the umpires calling a conference up on the mound. And I guess they're looking at, well, the umpire, home plate umpire, kicked up around the rubber.
Not sure what this is all about, JP.
So the home plate umpire now explaining to the Trinity Christian coach and walking over towards Gary Lamb. Let him know. Guess he can come back out in this game now, can he?
They're talking about the pitching plate, otherwise known as the rubber on top of the mound, and that's why he went out there and kicked it off.
Guess he couldn't, had too much dirt, he couldn't see it. Is that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. It's a 1-2 count to Jacob James with no outs. He fouls that one off. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, the reason it's out there, I mean, of course, pitchers take it and push off with it, but you have to have contact with it.
So the 1-2. Slap foul out of play. So we'll do 1 and 2 again. Chopped foul to the right side. Down the first base line. Summertown and Sale Creek scheduled to start at 5:30. The game prior has gone into extra innings. So a delayed start over at the Starplex. There's a grounder back up the middle. Jacob James battles back and gets a leadoff single here in the third. And here you go, Stanley, as we mentioned.
Yeah, that's what we needed right there. Flip the lineup, get to the top of the lineup.
And Weathers with somebody on base. More importantly, first base, so they probably going to pitch to him. I imagine he's not going to wait around. He's going to be pretty aggressive.
Well, if it's anywhere close.
That was close, and he tried to hit his dad. Did a nice splits there. That's pretty good.
Well, he rode his right hand over. That's what it got. That's why he pulled it a little bit.
Jacob James at first, being held on by Thomas. There are no outs here in the bottom of the third. We're scoreless. Loretto does have 2 hits. James with that second a moment ago. The 0-1. Weathers deep left center field. Spurgeon going back against the wall. Out of here.
That one was sit so high, JP, that it took a while to get down, and you couldn't tell if he's going to make a play on it or not. The whole team out to greet him at home plate.
So a 2-run homer for Ryan Weathers. Spurgeon with a incredible effort. Thought he might have grabbed it as he climbed the wall. Just had that sense, Stanley, that he was due. And now meeting at the mound for Trinity Christian, Kendall Franklin will be your hitter, and it's a 2-0 lead for Loretto.
I'm telling you, that ball took forever to come down, it seemed like. I lost it. Did you see the whole, see it go out the whole way, JP?
Yes. I caught a glimpse of it, and it I think it bounced off the edge of the scoreboard there, some of the signage.
Okay.
But it was high, and Spurgeon got up there. It was too far, but if it was just over, he probably had a good chance at it.
Well, we don't have any markers out there on the outfield wall, so we don't know exactly how far that went.
Yep. So 2-0 lead for Loretto. Kendall Franklin takes the ball 1-0. Jake Jackson, the pitcher for the Mustangs today in Game 2, is on deck. There are no outs here in the third. Grounder into the Trinity dugout. Coach catches it, throws it back in, and Stanley, we're seeing some action now heading to the Lion bullpen.
Well, a must-win game. They're going to throw everything they can at him.
The 1-1. Strike on the outside edge. Probably more of the outside edge of the chalk of the right-hand batter's box, but it's a 1-2. That one's off the edge of the bat, and we'll do 1-2 again.
Well, with 2 strikes, you start being more aggressive.
So the 1-2. Franklin, that was high and outside. 2-2 now. A reminder, Summertown, Loretto. Summertown and Sale Creek.
Sale Creek, yeah.
Yes, delayed. That ball's popped out by the play. And we're still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You said they're delayed right now?
Extra innings in the game before.
I got you.
Yeah, delayed start.
It's a beautiful day here.
Yeah. Not because of weather. They went in extra innings. 2-2 the count to Kendall Franklin. Bases empty, no outs here in the third. That one's low. Bond thought he had a strikeout. He got up ready to throw to third. Never got the call, though.
Yeah, the Trinity faithful thought it was too over there.
And we're full. To Franklin, the pitch. Outside, ball 4. Number 4. And Hollywood, correction, Franklin. That's not Hollywood. Hollywood is Hallmark.
Yeah. Kendall Ben Franklin. How about that?
There we go.
We've said it before. Kendall might be one of the best all-around guys on this team right now.
Anybody has a B12 shot, let me know. Jake Jackson, your hitter. Runner at first, no outs. 2-0. Mustangs on top. He squares around and fouls it away. Oh, I had a good pitch to bunt there. Could have done some damage as Sisk at third was even with the bag. That would have been a long run. Blade Tidwell is on deck. So Franklin gets a good lead at first, being held on by Thomas. From the stretch is Orr now, the lefty. He looks over at Franklin. Comes to the plate. There goes the runner. Hit and run was on, and Jackson fouls it back to the net. And it's 0-2 now. That pitch popped up as the runner went. The infield. Forsyth has it on the edge of the grass for out number 1. Back to first is Franklin.
Hey, get your head up. Come on. Come on. Hey, we're okay. Let's go, Jay. Come on. Hey, all right, Jay. You all right, baby?
So one down here in the bottom of the third. Mustangs up 2-0. The hitter is Blade Tidwell. Franklin still at first. There he goes. Hit and run again. Franklin's getting a workout.
He's getting some good leads off of there.
So the 0-1. Let's see if he goes again. Nope, they throw over. Pitch. Line down the left field line. That's going to be trouble. It's fair. All the way to the wall. Franklin rounding third, being sent home. The throw is not going to be in time. And making his way to third is Tidwell as it came up the line over the cutoff. It's 3-0 Loretto.
He just pulled that one down the line, JP, and just got hold of all of that one.
So 3-0 your score. Loretto on top. Blade Tidwell now at third. Infield is in for the Lions, and Hallmark takes the strike on the outside edge. 0-1. Pitch is low in the dirt, and Bond stops it to keep Tidwell at third. One ball, one strike, one out, bottom of the third. 3-0 Loretto on top. The pitch. That one's hit in between third and short. Tidwell will score easily. And Hallmark with an RBI single makes it 4-0 Mustangs. Stanley, you mentioned the bats need to wake up. I think they have.
Well, they're getting on top of the ball. That's one thing they're trying to do is keep it. I mean, you pop it up and fly balls.
There goes the runner, hit and run, and they throw to second is safe, but they do get the turn at first on Sharpton as the infield was in, and a nice play by Sisk, but because the runner Hallmark took off, he slid into second and was safe. So he's at second now with, I believe, 2 outs now.
Yeah, the Trinity coach wants an explanation of that one. He was just hustling down there.
Yeah. He just beat the throw.
Beat the throw, exactly right.
And there are 2 outs.
Yeah, but he'll be running on the crack of the bat, so base hit will get another one in.
Evan Morgan, your hitter. Sharpton retired. Hallmark now at second. 4-0 Mustangs on top here in the bottom of the third. There he goes, off to third, hit and run, little chopper, that could be trouble. Morgan, he's gonna beat it out. Throw goes away into the dugout, and coming home to score is Hallmark. It was a little squibbler just past the pitcher's mound to his left towards second, and a long run for Kraft as he was playing up towards second base, and able to beat it out was Morgan. The throw got past Thomas, allowing Hallmark to come around to score. It's 5-0 Mustangs. The hitter, Walker Brown. There goes the runner. They are running every pitch now. Throw down, and Bond puts it into this inning. For the Mustangs with a 5 spot. And they lead it 5-0 over Trinity Christian in the do-or-die game, the semifinals of the Class A state tournament from Murfreesboro. Back to Middle Tennessee Christian on the X-Sports Radio Network after this.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro. J.P. Plant, Stanley G. Wilson. Mustangs on top 5-0 with 5 runs at the bottom of the third as we head to the top of the fourth. And we're joined by Phil Hooper with HD Inc., who provides all of our apparel. Phil, welcome into the booth, my friend. How are you? Get that mic up there close to you.
Ryan Weather shot there.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. That Ryan Weather shot, no doubt. Just felt that he was due.
Yes.
You know, for that. So I know you've got a short time because you were told that you can't leave your spot as it was. You guys were doing well, right?
That's right. Everybody around me said you cannot leave.
Well, we know yesterday you were listening in, getting some shirts. What's the latest thing you're working on?
Right now I've got some hats that I'll be sewing this weekend while everybody else is at the river. I'll be working because I quit to come up here and watch the ball games.
There you go. That's a dedicated fan. HD Inc. Does all kinds of apparel, of course, takes care of us here at X-Sports Radio. How can folks get a hold of you, Phil, if they need some of your services?
I do have a Facebook page. They can call me, email. I know you give out my cell phone all the time, so however they need to, they can get in touch with me.
All right, we can attest, Stanley, for sure, how great quality we've got with HD Inc. And, Phil, we're awfully proud to have you as a partner. The first pitch to Sis from Jackson. Misses for a ball, 1-0. You going to be back up here tomorrow if Loretta can win?
We are planning on coming back.
There we go. All right. There is a pitch outside, too. No, well, I'll get you back because I know you don't want to be blamed in case something happens.
Yeah,
right?
They would probably hang me. Thanks,
Phil
JP.
Hooper, ladies and gentlemen, HD Inc., the official apparel provider of the X-Sports Radio Network, with us here in the booth. There's a shot to short. Hollywood Hallmark on to first in time for out number 1. One down here in the fourth. Appreciate Phil taking a moment and risking being ridiculed, Stanley. Don't you leave your seat. We just scored 5 runs.
He did some work for us out at the country club.
Absolutely.
With some nice shirts.
Yep.
So does good work.
And a nice curveball to Bond from Jackson, and it's over for a strike 0-1. There's one down on top of the fourth. Mustangs on top of Trinity Christian, 5-0. The pitch. Strike 2 on the outside edge.
I fill it up. Let's go.
Kind of a sense of relief after that home run, as Phil mentioned, Stanley. And, of course, they added a couple more, but it's like, okay, here we are. let's just continue to go. And you get that sense with it, don't you, Stanley?
Yeah, well, all day today. I mean, that first game was a game of adversity, and now they got their swagger back.
Curveball just missed. Had the knees of the catcher.
The first baseman fielded the ball, stepped on the bag. That took the force off. I don't know if it hit him in the back or what, but it looked like it almost grazed him.
I think it did. The ball seemed to die after it did there, and so he's safe at second with 1 out. And Weathers with a 2-run homer his last time at bat in the 3rd inning.
Well, you got a runner in scoring position right here.
That pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Pitch is outside for a ball, 2-0. Ball gets past the catcher Bond, and Clemens makes his way to third.
They're going to put him on intentionally now. They come up to Kendall Franklin.
Let's go forward.
All right, so he's there at first. Kendall Franklin is your hitter.
Hey, line drive. Kendall somewhere. Find a hole. You need to run.
5-0 your score, bottom of the 4th.
Hit it whether or not, I guess.
1 out. Throw over to first base.
Hit it whether or not.
There goes a runner, Weathers. Throw down to second, not in time. Clemens stays put at third, so runners at first and second now with 1 out. And a 1-0 count to Kendall Franklin.
Now you got 2 runners in scoring position, JP. Kendall Franklin's good with the bat. He can pull one right here, left fielder, way off the line.
Let's go forward. Right out. Hey, turn on one. Let's go.
Pitch misses, 2-0 the count. That pitch misses low, 3-0. First base is open. Weathers at second. Connor Clemens running for Walker Brown, who led off the inning with a single, is at third. There's 1 out. On deck is Jake Jackson. The 3-0, strike at the outside edge.
Had to take sign all the way. Hitters count here, 3-1.
That ball's lifted into left field, left center.
Go. Get down.
Spurgeon
Get down.
with a throw. What a gun from center. Gets Connor Clemens.
That's a cannon.
And a double play ends the inning for Trinity Christian. What a throw by Spurgeon in center. And we head to the 5th inning. 5-0. Loretto on top of Trinity Christian. This is the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Back to Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee Christian School. Well, the Class A state tournament, the semifinals, game 2 between Loretto and Trinity Christian. The Mustangs are on top 5-0. We head to the top of the 5th. J.P. Plant in the booth, Stanley G. Wilson in the dugout. And a programming note, Summertown softball versus Sale Creek is on Exports Radio Facebook Live, so you can catch that game there. Exports Radio Facebook Live for Summertown softball versus Sale Creek. Jeff Franks, Clint Brazier had the call from just up the road at Starplex here in Murfreesboro. First pitch. It gets through Sharpton. Made a little dive for that. And safe at first is Zach Timms. So Kraft, your hitter. Timms now at first. That pitch misses outside for a ball, 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1.
She's terrible.
Throw to first.
Now,
The pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut by Kraft. It's now 1-2.
hey, JP.
Yep.
Tell us the pitch count up there from Stephanie.
Stand by.
That was 60.
Pitch is lifted into shallow left field, and coming over to make the play was Jacob Hallmark. And Stanley, that was pitch 65.
That was 65.
65.
That was 65. See that gate?
She's got it, Coach.
She's got it. She's got
We
it.
got JP.
65.
That's right. You got JP up in the booth. I like that.
She's got 65.
So that was 65. So we are in the top of the 5th here. That pitch is lifted into shallow center. Going back is Sharpton. Makes the grab for out number 2. Retreating back is Timms. So 2 down here in the top of the 5th.
That sun gets lower and lower.
So Tristan Drake, your hitter. First pitch from Jackson. Slapped out of the right side. 0-1 the count.
What causes wind?
The 0-1. Quite frankly, not sure about that one. It was called a ball, 1-1. There are 2 outs. Runner at first is Timms. There's a strike. Nope. Yep. Nope, it's not. 2-1.
That's low.
Okay. Somebody yelled out something. All right, the 2-1. Swing and a miss. That's a strike. Foul tipped in the mitt. 2-2. From the stretch, the 2-2. Slap foul to the net. And Drake stays alive. There's the pitch. Fouled it away again.
Yeah, that was a defensive swing right there.
So 2-2 once again. From Jackson to Drake. Grounder to the right side of the infield. Sharpton up with it on to first.
There we go.
In time for out number 3. 4.5 in the books. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 Mustangs on top of Trinity Christian. This is Loretto Baseball on the X-Sports Radio Network. Back after this.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition, Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro in the Class A state tournament. Loretto on top of Trinity Christian by a score of 5-0. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for TCA, 5-7-0 for the Mustangs. That game summary brought to you by Phil Hooper and HD Inc., the official apparel provider of the X-Sports Radio Network. Jake Jackson lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th against Orr. First pitch is low for ball, 1-0. That one misses 2-0. The 2-0. Grounded to short. Forsyth waits on the high hop over to first in time to get Jackson for out number 1.
Coaches are telling Jake, you're here to pitch in this game. But he takes pride in his hitting. He wants to get that hit, and they pump him up. They're ready for him to go.
Well,
Coach Lamb's first one that meets him in the dugout, pumping him back up.
All right, it's Blade Tidwell, the hitter. First pitch is low and outside, 1-0. That pitch fouled away, 1-1. That's 75 pitches now for Orr. Blade Tidwell, your hitter. There's 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. 5-0, Mustangs on top. Reminder, Summertown Softball is on X-Sports Radio Facebook Live right now. There's a grounder, hot one to short. Forsyth with a high throw and safe. Get back on the bag there, Blade. As pulling Thomas off the bag, the throw.
That was a good hustle by Blade Tidwell to get down the line. That's what put the pressure on that throw. He was hustling down there. First baseman came out, had to come off the bag to jump for it. And then when he landed, he straddled it. He never touched the bag.
So the hitter is Jacob Hallmark. The one outs. There's a grounder. It's fair inside the bag at third. Tidwell rounding second. Ball goes all the way to the wall. He's in at third, and a stand-up double for Jacob Hallmark. And Hollywood puts runners at second and third with just one out here in the fifth.
He's got his stroke back. Stayed on top of the ball. That time he just pulled it between the bag and third baseman and got it down the left field line. So now Loretta's got two runners on at second and third with one out, and they're going to make a pitching change, I bet.
Yeah. It's 5-0, runners at second and third, and you feel a big inning coming on for the Mustangs.
Well, they're just talking right now. He didn't get the ball out of the pitcher's hands yet.
I thought he was about to, because the first thing he said to him is shaking his hand. It looks like that's going to be it.
And he is.
Yep. All right, so a new pitcher we'll tell you about it when we return to Murfreesboro. 5-0 your score. Mustangs on top. There's one out. Runners at second and third for Loretto. We're in the bottom half of the fifth. It's the Class A state semifinals from Middle Tennessee Christian. We'll be back after this timeouts.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Back in Murfreesboro, Reed Chapman, the new pitcher for Trinity Christian, as they trail 5-0 to the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fifth. Runners at second and third, and the hitter is Jason Sharpton. J.P. Plant in the booth, Stanley G. Wilson in the Loretto dugout on the first base side. As a win-or-go-home situation here this afternoon, Game 2, the infield is pulled in for the most part. Pitch is high and outside. Left side of the infield, third and short. In just outside the grass. Second baseman Kraft back just a little bit on the grass. And well off the line is Thomas. The lefty Sharpton. He could pull one down the line and really do some damage. There's a strike on the outside edge for the right-handed Chapman. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Base not, baby, base not.
Chapman gets a sign and steps off the rubber, and he and Bond want to make sure that they have the signs correctly. Just underway, Summertown and Sail Creek. The Starplex just up the road. You can listen in on Facebook Live, Exports Radio Facebook Live.
Let's go, Eddie. Come on, Eddie.
1-1 is low to Sharpton, 2-1. Scoreless top of the first, Summertown and Sail Creek. That pitch misses low. Three and one the count to Sharpton. Here's the pitch. Right back at Chapman. What a catch. I tell you what. Flashing some leather there, the new pitcher, Reed Chapman. Welcome to the game, young man.
Wow. Jason Sharpton just looked back at the dugout and just kind of rolled his eyes and said, what else have I got? How else can I get it past him? I mean, my goodness.
I don't think he could hit that any harder.
I don't know if that was a catch in defense, but.
Oh, most definitely. Sharpton nearly took the manhood away from Reed Chapman. That pitch is a strike on the outside edge. Holden won the count. Evan Morgan, your hitter. There are 2 outs. Runners at second and third, Tidwell and Hallmark. That ball's lifted shallow center, long run, but actually the infield, stays in the dirt. And Forsythe behind the bag at second for out number 3. A couple of hard hit balls. Chapman comes in to keep Loretto off the board here in the 5th, but the Mustangs still lead at 5-0. We head to the 6th here in Murfreesboro, Class A state tournament on the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience. Locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro. Loretto leading 5-0 over Trinity Christian. Jake Jackson, his 74th pitch of the game, is a ball 1-0 to the hitter Forsythe. Top of the order for the Lions. They trail by 5. That one misses, and it's 2-0 now. Top of the 6th, that one misses 3-0 to Jackson.
Big part of the lineup right here, JP. We keep this guy off the base. We've already done it twice. And Loretto needs to keep him off the base right here.
That pitch
just low.
Misses,
oh,
yep. Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was a strike. Well, now we got to watch it. Forsythe's got speed over there.
So Lambert, the hitter. Nobody out and 1 runner on. And Forsythe, the speedy Forsythe. There's 5 straight balls now for Jake Jackson. (1-0). He reared back and threw the fastball by him. It's 1-1.
And he took a big cut, power to power right there.
1-1 the counts. No outs. Runner at first. That pitch is inside for a ball. It's 2-1. The 2-1 delivery. Slap foul to the net. 2-2.
Well, would have. I had it. Then it took a jump on me.
EC yet.
Jumped up, bit me.
You're on the coach. I just got my noggin knocked off there.
Time asked for by Lambert. What are you doing to get your noggin knocked off, Stanley?
That ball careened off the
Oh,
net.
did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got coaches over here not jumping out of the way.
Got you head on the swivel while you're in there, Stanley. That pitch is outside, and it's 3-2 to Lambert.
I was expecting to get protected, but they're jumping back like little girls over here.
The 3-2, there goes the runner, fouled away. And we'll do it again.
Strike him out, throw him out. Let's go.
3-2 to the hitter Lamberth. Runner at first. Forsyth being held on by Weathers. Jackson doesn't give a look. Pitch, swing and a miss with a big strikeout. An outside pitch.
Great pitch right there. Took a lot off of that one and just made him get out in front of it. He just swung through it.
Hey, boy, Walker. Good job, kid.
Summertown up 2-0 after 1 on Sale Creek. The winners bracket final up the road at Starplex. That game available on Facebook Live. X Sports Radio. Swing and a miss to Sisk.
Good curveball right there. Swung on top of it. Dropped off the table.
Forsyth still at first. Throw over. The 0-1. So back-to-back throws over to first by Jackson. Sisk, your hitter. 5-0 your score. Mustangs on top. We're in the top of the 6th. There's a strike. 0-2 now. I would imagine, Stanley, that Loretto's going to ride with Jackson as long as he can go with his pitches. Try to save everybody for tomorrow. This lead holds through. There's a foul tip of the mitt for strike number 3 and out number 2.
Well, Coach Weathers said if he goes out and talks to him, throw sharp to the ball, let him start warming up a little bit at second base. So you're right. I mean, they're going to try to go as long as they can. And they're starting to count outs now. They need 4 outs.
First pitch to the hitter Bond outside for a ball, 1-0.
Walker.
The 1-0. There's a strike. One ball and 1 strike. 1-1, fouled away to the net. It's 1-2 now. So 1-2 the count. With 2 outs, runner at first. Grounder, actually a line driver, gets through the infield, the left side. Forsyth up to second. So Bond just softly lines that one in the gap at third and short for a base hit.
You got to guide that through there. Little soft liner that's landing in short left field. They got 2 out and 2 runners on.
So 2 outs, and the hitter is Spurgeon. Forsyth at second. Bond is at first. They got a courtesy runner for the catcher, Bond. It is Dalton Thompson. That ball is lifted into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. And into second with a RBI double is Matt Spurgeon. And it's 5-1. Loretto on top.
Just went with the pitch, took it out there to right center field. With 2 out, the runners were going on the crack of the bat. But they got the ball in quickly to keep the runner at third, so they only scored 1 on that one.
Nice job, Jacob James, getting that ball in quickly. So at third is Thompson, the courtesy runner for Bond, the catcher. Spurgeon now at second after that RBI double, the third hit of the game for the Lions. And the first pitch to Zachary Timms misses for a ball, 1-0. And Walker Brown wants to go talk to Jackson, make sure they're on the same page with their signs with the runner at second. David Weathers calls time. Nothing else, as you mentioned, Stanley, to get Sharpton. So Weathers and Sharpton, first and second, tossing a little bit. So this is really just buying some time.
Well, we've seen this 100 times out of David Weathers, to let an infielder warm up or an outfielder. Well, he has a discussion and makes the umpire come up and break it up. Now that's what the umpire's doing.
Ryan didn't want to get the ball up.
He couldn't clean it, field it cleanly.
Yep. All right, 5-1. Your score now. Runners at second and third. Thompson and Spurgeon Timms facing a 1-0 count from Jake Jackson. With 2 outs, the pitch. Oh, just missed. 2-0. That was pitch 94 for Jake Jackson, the 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. Two outs, the 2-1. Just a bit low.
Take a spot.
3-1.
Well, you got first base open. If he loses him right here, it's not a
3-1. And he lost him
did.
inside. And they're loaded up for Cade Kraft. Picked up the win.
Yeah, and he's a pretty good hitter. He's a pretty good athlete. He's looking at him and said, "Jake, sure?" And he said, "Yep, I'm good."
That was a meeting at the mound without the meeting at the mound. The first pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. And Gary Lamb, head coach, saw enough. That's all he needed to see. So we're going to get a new pitcher. He looked at him. "Can you go?" He said, "Yes. This is it right here." He said, "That one hitter." So Jake Jackson does his job. 5 2/3 inning, 1 run, 3 hits. So far, all 3 runners on base are his responsibility. Jason Sharpton will be your new pitcher. We'll get reset when we return. This quick break from Murfreesboro. 5-1 your score. Loretto on top here in the top of the 6th. We'll be back after this. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition. Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
New pitcher for the Mustangs, Jason Sharpton, as Jake Jackson will stay in the game for Walker Brown. He'll move behind the plate. Scott McNatt came in, I believe, center field. Is that right? Yep. And Kendall Franklin moves to second base, where Jason Sharpton has been playing. He is now on the mound. Bases are loaded for Trinity Christian. And Cade Kraft will face a 1-ball and no strike count. There are 2 outs. Infield at regular depth because there are 2 outs. Mustangs holding on to a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 6th. First pitch from Sharpton. Slap foul to the right side, and we're even now. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Go Sharp. Sharp, be sharp.
Sharp, be sharp, they say, Stanley.
Yeah.
We echo that sentiment, the 1-1. Off-speed pitch, that was sharp.
That was a great breaking ball right there, JP.
1-2 the count. Crowd will tell you what happens here. Grounder gets through the left side of the infield. 1 run scores. Holding at third as a throw comes in. Block it there, Jake. Well done from Morgan. So Kraft with an RBI single. The runners move up 90 feet, and they're still loaded, and it's a 5-2 game, which was the score of game 1. Just flipped the script. There's still 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Loretto 4 outs away from advancing back to the state championship for the 2nd consecutive year, looking to defend their title. First pitch to the lefty Thomas, outside edge for a strike. 0-1. Jason Sharpton has come in here in the 6th. The 0-1. That's high. 1-1. There's a hot shot to Ryan Weathers at first. Holds the glove up, says, "I'll take this." He does. Sharpton comes in. Only allows 1 more to cross. It's 5-2. Loretto on top as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. This is the Class A state tournament on the X Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
Back in Murfreesboro, Loretto 3 outs away, but they get an opportunity to extend their lead. It's 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Reed Chapman back on the mound for the Lions of Trinity Christian. And it will be Sky McNatt who came into the game to play center field that last half inning, followed by Jacob James, then the top of the order, and Ryan Weather. Sky McNatt hitting in the position where Walker Brown was hitting as Jackson stayed in the game, moved to the catcher after his day on the mound was done. So McNatt steps in there against Reed Chapman. First pitch. And the right-hander is fouled to the left side towards the dugout. 1-0, 0-1 rather. And a CoachT.com scoreboard update from Starplex in Murfreesboro, Summertown 2, Sail Creek 1. That's in the bottom of the first. Sail Creek getting 1 run back in that bottom half of the inning. Winners bracket final. Softball, Class A. That pitch is slapped foul to the right side. That game, by the way, available on Exports Radio Facebook Live for this evening game. And they're now into the top of the second. So 2-1 your score. Line drive snagged out of the air by Matthew Sisk. And a hard hit ball, but right to the glove of the third baseman for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a very hard hit ball. Just he had the position just right.
Jacob James, your hitter. Tall lefty for the Mustangs. Ryan Weathers on deck. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-2 Mustangs on top. First pitch is low for ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Jacob one swing at that one. He held back. That's a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. That one just misses. 2-1. Ryan Weathers on deck for Loretto. They lead 5-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. So Trinity Christian with 2 runs in the top half of the inning. Their first 2 runs of the game. There's a strike on the outside edge, 2-2. Two coming. That one's low. And we're full to Jacob James. Base is empty, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And a 3-run Loretto lead. Pitch. Slow chopper to the first base side, but it draws foul. Fortunate for JJ. Three and 2 the count. Pitch. That ball lifted high into right center field. Spurgeon over, now coming in to make the grab for out number 2. Got to bring up Ryan Weathers with bases empty and 2 outs. If you ever want to face Ryan, that's probably the best opportunity to do so. As his opponent.
I wouldn't want to face him in that batter's box with that 95-mile-an-hour fastball coming in.
Yep.
That's why I'm doing broadcasting in the dugout.
Yep. First pitch is in the dirt. 1-0. I believe this is Ryan's first look at Reed Chapman.
I believe it is.
Chapman's done a nice job since he came in. He got out of a jam in the bottom of the 5th and has got the first 2 hitters here in the 6th. Curveball. Weathers waited but popped it up. Ryan Weathers, top of the order. 1-1 count with 2 outs. There's a grinder right back up the middle. So Ryan Weathers continues his hot streak. Got the scoring going in the bottom of the third with a 2-run homer that kind of let everybody relax wearing black and gold today.
Yeah.
At that point, just a little bit.
Yeah, that 5 spot at the bottom of the third. That got the momentum back.
So Franklin, your hitter, with Weathers Al on at first. Thomas holding him on.
I'm sure Loretto takes some more runs right here, though.
No question. Chopper into the Trinity Christian dugout. 0-1 the count.
They got some sort of mascot over there. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, we were noticing that earlier. It's on a broomstick.
With a styrofoam head with sunglasses.
I'm sure it's got a name. The 0-1. Ball's low, gets past Bond. Weathers was running on the play. I think he would have had it stolen anyway.
Well, he's in scoring position now.
One and one the count. Coach Gary Lamb calling on his players to get a little vocal. And stepping off the rubber is Chapman. There are 2 outs, but Weathers now in scoring position at second. Loretto looking to add to their 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Check swing, and it is just foul by Franklin. He didn't leave the batter's box, and he may get a word when he gets back to the dugout, Stanley.
That ball almost stayed fair the whole way.
I know. 1-2 with 2 outs. Drilled in left center field. Back, it is gone. Kendall Franklin parks one on the scoreboard and gives the Mustangs a 5-run lead in the bottom of the 6th.
I knew he was due for a big one, and there it was. Kendall Franklin going over the center field wall, hitting that scoreboard.
So Franklin with a 2-run homer puts Loretto up 7-2. And Jackson, your hitter, he pulls on one. Turns on that one. It's foul 0-1. (7-2) your score. So a 2-out rally started by Ryan Weathers. Who else? And it's 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Check swing. Jackson held onto it as the ball was inside, and it's even 1-1.
That gives you a little breathing room right there.
Oh, a ton of breathing room.
Back up to a 5-run lead.
Yep, for Jason Sharpton. Curveball, that one falls, and that's a nice pitch by Chapman. It's 1-2. One, two. Jackson wanted to go, checked his swing as it was in the dirt. We're even at 2-2. That ball's drilled left center field, and Loretto goes back to back.
And that's exactly what Jake Jackson wanted to do all day, is get in the hitting groove, and he does right there. My goodness, about the same spot, JP. My goodness.
So Jake Jackson makes it 8-2 with a solo shot as the Mustangs go back-to-back home runs here in the sixth to open it up to 8-2.
That makes him feel better.
So 2-0 count now to Blade Tidwell. And all this coming with 2 outs here in the sixth off Reed Chapman. Pitch in the dirt, 3-0.
JP, it hit that SRM concrete. Don't want to give them a plug on, but
Yep.
that's where the Kendall Franklin ball hit. And Jake Jackson followed right behind it. Just about the same spot.
There's a strike, 3-1. There's a strike, 3-2 now. So Chapman has worked it back to a full count. Payoff pitch is low. Thought he checked his swing. They appealed down to first. He did not. So Blade Tidwell on at first with a 2-out walk. That'll bring up Jacob Hallmark. GhostT.com scoreboard after 2. Summertown leading Sale Creek 2-1. That game on Exports Radio Facebook Live as we speak. Law firm of Franks, and Brazier handling the duties there. That ball gets past catcher Bond, and Tidwell on to second. Stanley, that pitch was shaken, not stirred, apparently. Been waiting for 2 games to work that in.
Very good.
8-2 your score. Good guys, as they say. That pitch outside 1-1. Loretto on top of Trinity Christian. Here's the 1-1. The Hallmark. Line drive, center field. Spurgeon coming in, makes the grab. Hit on the nose. Just like a couple of other Mustangs as Franklin and Jackson go back-to-back. A 3-run cushion here in the sixth makes it 8-2. Loretto on top of Trinity Christian. 3 outs away from returning to the state championship. We'll have it for you on the Export Radio Network right after this. 3 outs away from a return trip to the state championship, as the Mustangs looking to defend their state title against a familiar foe. Stanley Columbia Academy has already qualified, as they won earlier today, only needing 1 game. So
they've already played twice this year, Loretta and Columbia Academy. Loretta taking both of those 5-1 and 5-4. So we got to get 3 outs right here, and we get to that next stage at 11 o'clock in the morning at MTSU. You got to take care of business right here. Can't get ahead of yourself.
So Drake will lead things off for the Lions of TCA. First pitch from Jason Sharpton is a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. That pitch misses even at 1-1. Pitch slapped into right field. So the leadoff hitter is on here in the top of the 7th for Trinity Christian. 1 batter at a time. They trail by 6.
Let me tell you, they had Kendall Franklin warming up. He didn't take regular ground balls during the inning. They had him warming up. So
immediately following the conclusion of this game, we'll have our Elliott Insurance player or play of the game. That ball's in the dirt. Nice dig by Jake. And it's 1-0 to the hitter, Forsyth. So Trinity Christian, Stanley, back to the top of the order. And we saw what happened when Forsyth gets on the base. There's a strike outside edge, 1-1. 2-5-3 for TCA, 8-11-0 for Loretto. We're in the top of the 7th. Mustangs are the home team, and they lead it. So they are 3 outs away. That pitch misses outside, 2-1. Two-one. Inside. We're now in the top of the 3rd. Summertown and Sail Creek. Lady Eagles up 2-1. The 3-1. That one's in the dirt. Ball 4, and runners at first and second. So Trinity Christian not dead just yet. And looks like David Weathers, nope.
He's going to stay with him.
Yep. I thought he was about to go talk to him. You know, Loretto would love to get out of this with only 2 pitchers used here in this game.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to have to bring in Franklin if they don't have to. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Of course, Ryan Weathers is available. He only threw 25 pitches on Tuesday. The 1-0. Runners on at first and second, no outs to Lambert. Sharpton, high leg kick, spins around. Back to second is Drake.
Hey, you're all right. Hey, throw it in there. Let's get it out. Yeah, it was me.
That one's outside, 2-0. Pitch. Oh, that was hit deep to center. It looked like it. And lost it was McNabb. It's off the wall. He lost it. Rounding third is Drake. He will score. Forsyth into third, and an RBI double for Lambert, and it's 8-3. He simply just lost it in the sun, in the sky, actually.
Well, in the sky, the sun's
yeah,
right
the sun's
in our
behind
eyes.
him. Yep.
But he just froze until he found out the ball was over his head. Here comes Coach Gary Lamb out on the mound.
So the score now 8-3 here in the top of the 7th. Still nobody out, and runners at second and third. And we're going to make a pitching change. So Gary Lamb not wasting any time. It'll be Kendall Franklin coming into second. He will just switch places with Jason Sharpton. So Sharpton came in the 6th. Got a batter out. And we'll hand over to Kendall Franklin with no outs here in the 7th. We'll take a break. Come back for the conclusion of this one. Loretto leads 8-3, top of the 7th. Class A state tournament on the X Sports Radio Network.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Kendall Franklin finishing up his warm-up pitches. He takes over for Jace Sharpton here in the top of the 7th. One run is in off the double from Lambert. He's at second. At third is Forsyth. There are no outs. The hitter is Sisk. Bond is on deck. First base is open, and the right-handed Kendall Franklin set to pitch his first delivery. Misses outside for a ball, 1-0 to Sisk. 1-0 the count. Runners at second, third, and top of the 7th. 8-3 your lead. There's a hot shot caught by Hallmark, and he did catch it cleanly out of the air as the umpire at second was right on top of that one. So a hard hit ball, but fortunately, Stanley, right at Hallmark.
Yeah, good play by Hollywood, and a big out right there. Need 2 more right now. Runners still at second and third. Even if they score, it's 8-5. And if another scores, it'll be 8-6, so we're still good.
Now 1 out, and the hitter is Bond. Pitch misses high for a ball, 1-0. Garrett Bond played both games at catcher for the Lions. There's a hot shot back up the middle, just past the glove of Franklin, and skirts into center. Rounding third as 1 run scores, no play. A 2-run RBI single for the catcher, Garrett Bond. It's now 8-5. Still 1 out here in the 7th. And Dalton Thompson, courtesy runner for the catcher, will be at first.
Go
8-5 now. So those back-to-back jacks in the bottom half of inning 6, looming extremely large at this point.
Yeah, that was big right there.
There's a strike to the hitter Spurgeon from Franklin, 0-1. Runner to first is Thompson. Hit to third. Blade to second for 1. On to first in time. 5-4-3 twin killing the Lions. And the Mustangs head back to the state championship for the 2nd consecutive year. Eight to 5 your final. And what a way to end this one.
Man.
It took two today.
We can all breathe now, JP.
I tell you what. We'll keep it right here for post-game coverage, as I know you'll try to get a word or two, hopefully, from a coach or a player. As the winner today, Jake Jackson, 5 2/3 inning pitch. Jay Sharpton came in the 6th, got him out of the inning, and then Kendall Franklin on to close things out. 8-5, your final, and it will be Loretto and Columbia Academy tomorrow morning at 11 for the state championship.
Let me see if I can get Jake over here.
Go ahead, Stanley. You got it.
All right, I got Jake Jackson here. I know you were worried about your hitting, but before this ball game, they told you you're going to be taking the mound. What went through your mind right there?
A little bit of nerves from not throwing bullpens. I've been behind the plate for the past all postseason through one inning in district tournament, and I was a little nervous coming in the state tournament and making an appearance to start on the mound.
Well, I mean, it's tough to play in this conditions of this heat, but especially if anybody's ever caught a baseball game, you're wearing all that garb on you. You got to be wore out right now.
Yes, sir. I am wore out. I'm going to go hop in the bathtub and put some ice in it.
So where did you find the energy to hit that long shot over center field?
Just a need to get to the next game and win us a state tournament.
All right, congratulations, Jake Jackson right there.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck tomorrow. All right, got JP.
All right, thank you very much, Stanley. So Jake Jackson picks up the win as the starting pitcher, finishes the game at catcher. And big win for Loretto. It took two here at Middle Tennessee Christian, but they get it done. And Ryan Weathers will be ready to go tomorrow against Columbia Academy. And Stanley, let's get to our Elliott Insurance play or player of the game. Brought to you by Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. What are you thinking, Stanley?
Well, I think the guy just interviewed right there. He played a good game. He had already caught the first game. He was tired. He took the ball, and he did what he had to do. He might have run out of gas a little bit, but you can't blame him for that. He had the teammates come behind him and pick him up. He got that big knock. Kendall Franklin, big 2-run homer. Of course, Ryan Weathers, a 2-run homer. And we didn't think we would need them, but we did. That was the difference in the ball game right there. As Trinity came back and scored those runs in the 7th inning. And so that's the difference in the ball game, 8-5, is those 3 knocks.
Yeah, it was 5-2.
3 runs, excuse me.
Yep, 5-2 heading into the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Weathers with 2 outs, stepped up there, got a single, stole second, and then Kendall Franklin knocked one out to left center field, and Jake Jackson followed him with a solo shot, and you're right, that's the difference. 8-5 your final. 5-7-3 for Trinity Christian, 8-11-0 for the Mustangs. They win it here and head on to the state championship game against Columbia Academy. Well, Stanley, some final thoughts from before we sign off here at Middle Tennessee Christian and go root on Summertown. They're up 5-1, by the way, in the top of the 3rd against Sale Creek.
Well, you know, everybody, the way we breezed, the Loretto breezed through those first 2 games, they thought they were going to breeze through this one. But Trinity showed a little character in that first game. Things didn't go our way. We showed more character by staying in there and then getting that out of your head for the next game, the doubleheader today. And they came back and took care of business as they have all week, and they win this one 8-5. So big win for Loretto to get to the state championship finals tomorrow.
There you go. All right, it has certainly been a lot of fun here this week at Middle Tennessee Christian School. Excellent host as always. We appreciate those up here in the booth and down on the field level as well. Stanley, you've even been treated nicely here.
Yeah.
That says a lot to these people up here. They just don't know you well enough. Yeah.
They're good folks.
Yeah, they are. All right, we appreciate you tuning in to Exports Radio Network's coverage of Loretto baseball at the Class A state tournament, where they head back to the state championship. Tomorrow they'll take on Columbia Academy at 11. We'll have it for you right here on the Exports Radio Network. Until then, so long from Middle Tennessee Christian School for the final time in this week as Loretto. It took 2, but they win it 8-5 over Trinity Christian. We'll take on CA tomorrow. For Stanley G. Wilson, for our coach, Coach Jerome Gaines, I'm J.P. Plant saying so long from Middle Tennessee Christian in Murfreesboro. Summertown and Sail Creek softball on right now on Exports Radio Facebook Live. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the state championship at Middle Tennessee State University. Good night from Murfreesboro.